My family forgot my birthday for the fifth consecutive year, but this time I used my savings to purchase a beach house. I shared photos with a simple caption, "Birthday gift to myself. Family not invited." Their response was immediate and shocking. "Hey Reddit, birthday should mean something. A message, a hug, a slice of cake, a text saying, 'I remembered you.'" But in my family, my birthday felt like a ghost. Year after year, it slipped through their fingers unnoticed or, worse, ignored. I told myself it didn't hurt, but it did. It hurt in the subtle ways that heartbreak always does. This year was supposed to be different, according to my mom. "Of course, we'll celebrate. Don't be dramatic," she said weeks earlier. Yet when the day arrived, there were no calls, no messages, not even a casual HBD on Facebook for my sister, who can post a dozen selfies before breakfast. The only notifications I received were from apps offering me free drinks or discounts on candles I didn't want. At 3 p.m., I finally texted our family group, "Hi, did anyone remember what today is?" Red indicators appeared. No replies. An hour later, Mom finally responded, "Oh, honey, I've been so busy with your brother's promotion dinner tonight. We'll celebrate tomorrow." Tomorrow? A word that always meant never. I sat in my tiny apartment, the same one I worked 3 jobs to afford, and realized something. If I didn't celebrate myself, no one would. So, I lit my own candle on a takeout cake at my own quiet table. That moment, that tiny flame, ignited something else, a thought I had been ignoring for years, a dream buried under sacrifice. I stood up, walked to my desk, opened my laptop, and gazed at the listing I had saved for months. A small beach house. Nothing extravagant, nothing large, but mine. A place where I could hear the ocean instead of excuses. A place where I didn't have to wait for someone else to love me enough to show up. I opened my banking app, checked my savings, looked at my future, and whispered to myself, "Happy birthday." I clicked purchase. 2 weeks later, I drove 3 hours to the coast. My new house was small, with a sandy white porch, blue shutters, and seagrass swaying in the breeze. It was the kind of place made for healing, the kind my family would mock, because it wasn't expensive enough. I stepped inside and inhaled the mix of old wood and salty air. It felt like a blank canvas, like something that finally belonged to me. I unpacked my simple belongings, books, quilts, candles I had saved for special occasions. This was the occasion. Every corner felt like a quiet apology from the universe. "You deserve better. Here it is." I hadn't posted anything yet. I wanted to experience it first, to savor it, to make it mine before the world or my family could spoil it. The next morning, sunlight flooded the windows like golden paint. The water sparkled. A gentle breeze felt like a soft hand on my cheek. I snapped a few photos, the porch, the beach, my coffee mug in the sand, and then the caption came to me like a whisper. "Birthday gift to myself. Family not invited." I felt the words resonate in my bones. Not angry, not petty, just true. I hit post, and within minutes, likes and comments poured in. People cheering for me, saying, "Yes, queen. Love this for you. Treat yourself, bestie. You deserve this." I smiled genuinely for the first time in a long while. But then a flood of notifications hit me like a storm. Not from strangers, but from them, my mom, my sister, my brother, my aunt, my cousins. Dozens of messages and missed calls flooded my screen all at once. My sister's text came first. "Excuse me, what do you mean family not invited?" Then my mother. "Is this some kind of joke? Why didn't you tell us you bought a house?" Then my brother, who only shows up for things that involve money or attention. "Wow, real mature. Where did you even get the money? Did you take something from dad?" I stared at my phone, stunned. 5 years of forgotten birthdays, 5 years of no effort, 5 years of disappointing silence. And now they wanted to talk. Now that I had something worth wanting? Now that I had something they couldn't take credit for? The irony tasted like salt on fresh skin, sharp and cleansing. My mother called, 10 times, 20, 30. In between the calls came the texts. "You need to call me now. Why are you excluding us? You're acting childish. We deserve an explanation. Take the post down." It's humiliating. I leaned back in the soft beach chair on my porch, watching the waves roll in. I breathed in freedom. For once, their urgency didn't reach me. Their demands didn't move me. Their guilt didn't scratch the surface of my peace because my birthday wasn't theirs to ruin anymore. Then a message popped up that changed everything. It wasn't angry or demanding. It was almost threatening. It came from my father, who rarely texts unless he wants something. We need to talk immediately. Then, your post has consequences. Then we're coming. I sat up, my heart racing. Coming here to my beach house, which I bought with my own money. On my own birthday, they forgot. My phone buzzed again, my sister. You really messed up this time. You have no idea what you started. My mom. We're already on the way. My brother. Unlock the door. The ocean continued to crash softly, but everything inside me shifted because whatever reaction I expected was nothing compared to the one that was about to walk up my porch steps. That's where things started to go wrong. I heard their cars long before I saw them. 3 engines, headlights, the crunch of gravel, that familiar procession of urgency that always meant, we want something. The first knock came at my door, quick, impatient. The second followed, then more, until the porch felt crowded with the sound of people who had been absent from my life for years, but never missed a chance to show up when a problem involved them. I opened the door. My mother stood there first, her makeup smeared from crying, a practiced look of wounded dignity. My father's jaw was set tight, looking like a carved line. My sister's face was small and hard, as if it had been chiseled from anger. My brother hovered at the back, arms crossed like a man waiting for applause. They marched in like they owned the place. Mom didn't waste any time. "Sarah, what is this?" she demanded, sweeping her arm toward the porch. The sand, the little house that had been mine for only 10 minutes. I stepped back to let them all in and calmly closed the door. "It's my house," I said. Mom huffed. "It's childish to post this. You could have told us. You could have included us." "Included you?" I echoed. "After 5 years of forgetting my birthday and calling when you needed something? Included you? How? On your timeline, so you can take credit?" My sister's mouth twitched like a smile that didn't quite happen. "You didn't think to ask," she sneered. "You just bought a house without talking to the family. Where did you even get the money?" My father gripped the kitchen counter like it anchored him to a world where he was owed. "We want to know," he said, lowering his voice to a coaxing tone. "Tell us where the money came from." It was the tone I recognized, the tone they used when they believed they had a right to my life. I looked at them, at the smug entitlement that had replaced any concern for me. Something steady and cold clicked on in my chest. "You want to know where the money came from?" I repeated. "I worked. I saved. I chose to spend my savings on something that makes me happy." Claire laughed, a sharp, brittle sound. "You expect us to believe that? Did you take a loan? Did Dad give you something behind our backs? Did you use the house equity?" Dad leaned forward, menacing. "Answer her, Sarah." I could tell by their eyes that they were hunting for a story that would make me seem smaller. They wanted me to be reckless, naive, dependent, anything they could use to reassert their version of the family script. So I told them the truth, unvarnished. "I used my savings," I said slowly. "Years of overtime, months of skipping meals out, a small inheritance, yes, one that should have been mine to invest in my life. And I made a choice I'd been promising myself for a decade to have a place where my kids and I could sleep with the ocean at our windows. That's it." Claire's face turned bright red. "You selfish," she started. Dad cut her off. "You've always been reckless with money." "Because I didn't have to be reckless," I replied. "I have nothing to prove to you. You were never a safety net for me. You were the opposite." There was a silence so sharp that the waves outside seemed to still. Claire's husband stepped forward like someone used to negotiating favors. "You need to take the post down," he said. "People are talking. Investors saw this crap. It's bad for business. You have to be reasonable." "Reasonable for who?" I asked. "For people who never called on my birthday?" Mom sobbed, but I noticed her eyes flick to my brother, searching for a narrative. "Call the bank. Dad barked suddenly, as if he'd been waiting to unleash a new tactic. Show us statements. Prove you aren't lying. I smiled, tired but serene. I already did that, I said. I did it before I posted. Everything is above board, no loans, no deceit, just me. That made Claire step back. She hadn't expected the truth. Then my brother produced the last-ditch weapon of guilt. You're being selfish, he said. You could have bought something later after we helped, after the kids are older. After? I blinked. Until when? After you stopped making birthdays matter? After you stopped saying my name? His mouth fell open. That's not. Yes, it is, I said. You want the spotlight without the responsibility. You want my absence to be your glory. Mom howled. You're tearing this family apart. Well, I said quietly, the family was already torn. I walked them out to the porch and pointed toward the sea. This place is my repair. It's not a stage for your image. It's a harbor from your storms. Claire's jaw worked. We never wanted you to feel left out, she said lamely. You just wanted an excuse, I finished. For a moment, they sputtered, rearranging words into something that might save face. Then Claire, humiliated and furious, said the thing that exposed everything. You post this and expect us not to be upset? You didn't even invite us, Sarah. We're family. But that old word, family, rolled through the porch like distant thunder. I met her eyes with a strange calm. You forgot my birthday 5 years in a row, I said. You called when you needed a favor, and you called me ungrateful when I asked for nothing. You told me to stay away. I did. And then I bought something that belongs to me, and you're angry that there isn't room for you in it. Claire's face crumpled, and Dad flinched like a man struck. For the first time in years, the mirror reflected back their own image, small, entitled humans. Mom made a final desperate plea. Can we just celebrate, please? We'll come tomorrow. Let's make a meal. Bring your kids. I thought about the years of being told tomorrow and how tomorrow never came. I thought about the little handprints my kids would leave on that porch and the light I could never again dim for anyone else's comfort. No, I said. My voice surprised even me, soft but absolute. Tomorrow has been a pattern for you. I'll host someone who shows up. I'll make space for people who don't make me feel unseen. There was a long silence. The tide turned in the distance. A gull cried. Claire's shoulders sagged, angry and exposed. Dad's face fell into something resembling regret. Mom's eyes pleaded. Then my sister reached for the last weapon. The one families pull when they're backed into a corner, shame dressed as prophecy. You'll be sorry, she said. You'll regret this when we love someone else and you have no one. I looked at her with a softness that contained no mercy. Maybe, I admitted, maybe I will. But I won't regret choosing myself. They left then, slow, stunned, trying to fold their dignity back into their coats. The car doors closed, the gravel crunched, their voices faded down the drive. I stood on my porch with the ocean in front of me and the house I bought with my own hands behind me. My phone buzzed with messages and missed calls, desperate and loud. I didn't answer. I poured coffee into my chipped mug, the one I loved. The wind smelled like salt and possibility. The candle on my new kitchen counter melted into a small pool and then hardened. I felt lighter than I had in years. They had shown up to take what they never gave. I shut the door softly, turned the key, and made myself a life that didn't need their permission.